Weekdays at 9 on WYFF4.
Now, WYFF News 4 presents For the Record.
Welcome to For the Record. I'm Nigel Robertson. We are continuing our series with United Way of Greenville County on their 4 ways we can win across our community. Last week, we featured the challenges that come with providing enough affordable homes for the people in a growing area. In the coming weeks, we will focus on education and transportation, but today is all about childcare. We'll speak with representatives from Greenville County's First Steps and the Institute for Child Success. But joining me first this morning is United Way of Greenville County's President and CEO, Megan Barp, and Vice President of Community Impact, Nelisha Henry. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, good morning.
Childcare. Define it.
Gosh, well, first of all, if you've ever looked for childcare in Greenville County, you know that the struggle is real.
It is.
In terms of access to childcare, pretty much from the moment that someone gets pregnant, it's almost too late to be on a waiting list, quite frankly. There's no guarantee that you'll get a spot. So when you start adding in quality childcare, access limitations like transportation, where your job is, presents additional barriers. So we know right now childcare is a huge issue in our community.
Yeah. And how can United Way help with that?
You know, one of the things that United Way really took a look at is the research in our community. We, of course, have fabulous partners. You mentioned Institute for Child Success and Greenville First Steps. They are premier experts in this community. They deal with this every single day. We knew that we could amplify this issue from a policy and advocacy perspective, but also by investing in their good work to make sure that we were investing in solutions so that parents have access to more childcare options.
When you go out into the community, what do people tell you?
Yeah, that childcare is expensive.
Yes.
Right? That the cost of childcare, which makes sense, right? Children are our most valuable asset, so the quality of childcare and having a safe, high-quality place for children to be is worth that value, but understanding that oftentimes families' budgets can't handle that cost. Another is the interrelatedness, right? We can't talk about childcare without talking about workforce, right? That childcare is a really critical aspect of people staying in the workforce and entering the workforce, as well as the connectedness between housing and transportation, right? That people want to be in places and in homes where they can easily get access to work, easily get access to childcare, and having that all in a very centrally located space versus having to go 30 minutes here, another 40 minutes here to get to work and childcare and housing and education and where people need to go.
Yeah, and I mean, adding, you know, we were talking about affordable housing, so there's that. And then now you have a child and you have to find them affordable housing while you're at work. And you don't want to drive clear across Greenville County to do that.
Yep. Housing and childcare is what I call a community's or families' budget busters, right? The cost of housing and the cost of childcare alone can make up a good significant chunk of a family's budget. So when it is that one unexpected emergency, right? Or gosh, we want to put some savings away for retirement, those things fall further down to the wayside oftentimes.
And it's got to be hard too, because let's say you are working with a facility in Travelers Rest, and they have a place where kids can go, or parents can drop off kids. Well, once you hit 15 or 10, you need a second facility because you don't want to just overcrowd. So and as Greenville grows, Greenville's growing so fast. How do you keep up?
Yeah, and another kind of key element is how do we make sure there are better access points to childcare, and not just the typical 9 to 5 childcare, but also second and third shift work is really critical.
That's true.
Understanding that a lot of our economy is based on second and third shift workers, and the fact that there are very, very few kind of institutional daycare options for those, and often people relying on family members, right, a neighbor down the street, and sometimes, right, quality may be a compromise, and that shouldn't be the case for families.
Yep, my wife and I have 3 boys, and when we had 2 kids in childcare at the same time, that bill was more than our mortgage. And then we wanted a place where they were almost getting early childhood education, you know, learning and a good environment, and that costs, because then you want the teachers to get paid well so they stay and don't leave and go somewhere else. So it's a cycle.
That's right. That's right. That's actually one of the biggest challenges, right? And you touched on the expense of it being more than your mortgage. For households that are dual income earners, some are making trade-offs, right? Some are saying, gosh, it's easier for a parent to stay home because it would cost us more to do that. And then there's more control over quality and how your child is being educated. So families are making trade-offs right now in terms of what they choose to do with their families, but not everybody has a choice in terms of needing to go to work and making trade-offs between quality and location in some cases.
And that's why United Way chose this as an important issue.
Yes. Yeah, you know, starting as early as possible. I would argue that we need to start prenatally with parents who are expecting their first child to really make sure that kids have the healthiest start possible in those early years to then go on to be successful in K-12 and beyond. So that's a really important factor for us to get in as early as we can.
Honestly, I know countless parents who, second they find out that they're having a child, are looking and on waiting lists.
On waiting lists, yeah.
Well, this is a very important issue, and we're just getting started talking about it. Our conversation on childcare continues with the Executive Director of Greenville County's First Steps.